Okay, welcome to February's grounding meditation. I'm Molly McCandless. Tonight, you're going to look at the energy that's keeping you from validating yourself and your creations and release it. The dictionary defines validation as the action of checking or providing validity or accuracy of something. To expand on that, and the way I like to look at validation is acknowledging and validating yourself as a soul, and acknowledging and validating your accomplishments and your creations. Everybody likes to be validated. When you're young, your parents may have validated something that you did, and that felt really good. When a boss validates a project you're working on or how hard you're working, that feels really good too. But if you were never validated as a kid, or you aren't validated through your life or your work or in a partnership, then you start to feel invalidated. So if you sit in invalidation, it could be energy that started as far back as your childhood, and that creates blocks, and that creates more energy of invalidation as you go through life. And then you may be searching for validation from other people. So family energy is just one of the energies you're going to be looking at and releasing. The goal here is to clear as much invalidation as you can in this short meditation, and then learn how to validate yourself and your creations. I want to add here that when you look to other people to validate you, it's really fleeting. Knowing how to validate yourself and your own creations is powerful and helpful for your spiritual growth, for your personal growth, and if you want to create more in your life. This is an active meditation, and how it will work is I'm going to walk you through creating mental images to look at energy that's affecting your self-validation and help you to release that energy. For those of you who are new, follow along as best as you can. If you don't understand something that I'm asking you to create, that's okay, because you'll still receive benefit by just being here tonight. The meditation is being recorded, so if you don't understand something, you can always listen to the playback. I'll post that tomorrow on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it under my name. And there's other meditations that I've posted if you want to review something from the past. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths and relax. Make sure your back is straight, feet flat on the floor, and your chin is level. If you're laying down, you may fall asleep. Since your aura spreads out during the day, it's best to have your energy pulled in around you. If you can imagine collecting your energy back in around you to about 2 feet on all sides. And if you want a visual for that, you could imagine scooping or just pulling your energy back in around you. Your aura sits around your body about 2 feet on all sides. So literally 2 feet under your feet, 2 feet above your head, and 2 feet around you on all sides. So scoop or pull your energy back in around you. If you have a grounding cord, you can go ahead and release it. And then to create a new grounding cord, focus on the base of your spine. That's where your root or first chakra is located. So chakras are spinning vortexes of energy. And it's from that spot at the base of your spine, you're going to connect your body to the planet. Even if you're on the planet, standing, walking, sitting, it doesn't mean that you are grounded. And this is what this beginning exercise will help you to do. So without overthinking it, from the base of your spine, create the image of a line of energy that will connect you from the base of your spine down through the planet. So down through all those layers that it plugs into the crystalline core. If you want the image of hollow tube, something that's open and hollow, that's great, or a giant tree trunk. If you can make the image, this grounding cord, open and hollow, it really helps to release more energy. So once you have that grounding cord plugged into the center of the planet, know that gravity begins to work with your grounding cord to help release energies out of your body. So this is a no effort space. You don't have to overthink it. All you have to do is have the thought of the energy you want to release out of your space, out of your aura, and let gravity do the work. All right. So once you have that connection, again, you might start to feel a gentle tug on your body. See if you can expand that grounding cord out to hips width. So just imagine that it can expand to encompass your hips. So it's as wide as your hips in the middle and in the center of the planet. The grounding cord was the size of a drinking straw. It's going to be really hard to release energy. So you want to make sure that it's nice and wide. So wherever you move your body, your grounding cord goes with you. We're going to start by just releasing a few energies that have collected up in your space over the past few days. So tuning into your body, I want you to start by just doing a big flush of energy that's collected up in your body and your aura over the last week. Literally just see it as a big flush of energy coming out, flowing down through your body, down the grounding cord. And once that energy hits the center of the planet, it gets recycled. You don't have to worry about where it goes. Release any energies of problems out of your space. And know that oftentimes when you are holding on to problems or working through problems, a lot of times they're not even your problems. It's other people that have given you their problems to deal with. And so you can even ask, if you feel like you've got a lot of problems in your space, ask what percentage they're your problems. But whatever you come up with, allow gravity to pull it out of your body and out of your aura, down your grounding cord into the center of the planet. If you have people in your space, people love to climb in our space. So if you have the awareness somebody's in your space, or you just can feel somebody's energy, maybe you spend a lot of time with someone and you feel like they kind of are hanging out in your body or your aura. Yes, they can, their energy can hang out in your body too. Go ahead and release them down the grounding cord. It doesn't hurt them. It's just a great way to clear them out. And then release any unspoken words you didn't get to say today. You can even focus on your throat chakra and allow that energy to release from the throat chakra all the way, again, down your body to the center of the planet. Okay, good job. That's just a beginning to get you grounded, just to clear a few energies out. But I want to have you now think about where you've left your energy over the past few days, because everywhere you go, you leave a little energy behind in places with people and communication. And it's best to have all your energy back in your body in present time. You can't create without having your energy fully in your body in present time. And that's what this beginning practice does: grounding and releasing, collecting up your energy and bringing it back into your body. So to collect up your energy, I just want you to visualize a warm golden sun above your head. Maybe that warm golden sun sits about 6 inches, just vibrating above your head. And this is where you're going to direct your energy or collect it up, um, and direct it back into the sun above your head. You could imagine it is magnetized back into that sun, and it's just your energy. So wherever it is, it doesn't mean other people's energies coming back into the sun with it. Sometimes I see my energy coming back as a vapor. So you could pick your favorite color and just postulate, okay, my favorite color is blue. And wherever I left my energy, it vibrates at blue, and I can see it as a vapor being pulled back into that sun. So wherever you left it, places, spaces, people, in your car, in your home, pull it back into that sun. Then bring that sun in through the top of your head. And you really want to saturate all your cells and organs with this energy, because that is your vital life force energy. So if you tend to be tired or you tend to be ungrounded, I can guarantee you your energy will not be in your body. So that's when you can stop yourself and ask, what percentage am I in my body in present time? So from 0 to 100, and if it's low, continue to make golden suns, collecting up your energy, and continue to fill yourself in, saturating every cell and organ. So the tips of your toes, excuse me, up your legs, your torso, your fingertips to the top of your head is saturated with your vital life force energy. Okay, good job. All right, let's get started on clearing invalidation and make space for self-validation. To look at and read energy, you need a place to view it. You couldn't be on this Zoom call if you didn't have a screen to view the class. So what I'm asking you to create is a simple viewing screen, like a small movie screen, your very own private movie screen that sits about a foot out, excuse me, a foot out in front of your head. So I'll give you a moment to create that, that viewing screen. If it's white, it's a little bit easier to see energy. So, you know, it can have, it's a screen, it's got a border around it, however you want to create it. And from the base of that screen, create a grounding cord, like the one you have on your body, or it could just be a image of a pipe. But you want to ground your screen into the center of the planet so it stays in place. Okay, the next technique will be familiar to many of you who are on the this Wednesday monthly meditation. In order to view the energy that of invalidation or any energy you're working on, you actually need like a container to hold that energy. So on your screen, I want you to create the image of a clear bubble. And as you're creating the image of a clear bubble on your screen, have the thought or postulate that that bubble is going to hold all your information on validation, or you could say invalidation. So your information on invalidation or validation. And as you create that, you might even start to see textures and colors appear in that space. For those of you who aren't visual and can't see what I'm asking you to create, try to follow along as best as you can. In the beginning, sometimes it's hard to create the visuals if you're not used to it, but you'll get better at it. Okay, from the base of the bubble, you need to create a grounding cord. Again, just like on your body or on that screen, because the grounding cord, that hollow tube from the base of that bubble that connects to the center of the planet, plugs in, is going to be the way you're going to release energies out of this space. So give that bubble a grounding cord. Okay, as you look at that bubble, whatever you see as a darker, heavier texture or color, whatever's showing up, lumps or bumps that you think, yuck, that doesn't look like it belongs, that's the energy you're going to start to release. We'll get into specifics in a moment, but the first pass is just releasing some of this foreign energy out. So whatever you see that doesn't look good, that's going to be the energy of invalidation. And to get it to release out of that bubble, all you have to do is acknowledge it, basically say, hello, I see you, and allow it to start to release down the grounding cord with the help of gravity, flows down the grounding cord into the center of the planet. And remember, if you're already starting to feel activated in your body or uncomfortable, that could be the invalidation that you're already starting to feel. So just relax and allow gravity from your grounding cord on your body to release that energy out of your space. You also might see really pretty bright colors in that space, and that would be some positive energy or information on your ability to validate yourself. So that energy can stay. It's really just the darker, heavier textures and colors that you want to make sure you get out of that space. So I'm going to call out a few specifics so that we can hit this from some different angles. So for many of you, invalidation started as far back as childhood. I know it did in my home. And that creates programming, and it also creates blocks. So as you look at your bubble with your eyes closed, remember this is all in a mental image, looking at your bubble with your eyes closed, I want you to ask the bubble to illuminate any energy of invalidation from your parents that's held in this space. And whatever comes up as a texture or color that you know does not belong, allow it to be pulled out of that bubble with the help of gravity. Just acknowledge that energy and allow it to release. Some of you might have been really validated by your parents, but a lot of us weren't. So I'm sure some of you will have matching pictures on that. If you can't get an energy to release, then you're probably in resistance to releasing it. And that could be for all sorts of reasons. I can't tell you what that is. It could be very personal, maybe a fear picture, or it could be that you've just sat in that for so long that it's hard to release. But remember, just continue to do this practice and you'll get to it. You'll get to be able to release it at some point. I want you now to look for the energy of siblings in this space. Siblings are great at invalidating each other through competition, through whatever it could be. You think about the childhood home you grew up in, especially if you had a lot of siblings. So ask the bubble to show you invalidation that's in your space, that's still there from your siblings. Whatever shows up, allow it to release. And as we go through these energies, if something is really activating you, that would be an indication that there's probably a lot of held energy that you really want to go back and do this process again and really get into the places, the nooks and crannies where the energy's stuck. All right. Some other ways to look at invalidation is where it came in through teachers, counselors, coaches who have invalidated what you were creating. Maybe you had an idea of a college you wanted to go to, or you had a coach that didn't see your athletic ability and invalidated how far they thought you could go. So wherever teachers, counselors, coaches, wherever their energy is held in the space, ask the bubble to show you that energy and then release it. Okay, if you have a present or past partner who invalidated you, or you sit in the expectation that they should validate you, remember, it's not really their job, it's your job to validate yourself, but you could be sitting in a space for a long time waiting for people to validate you. And again, that energy is fleeting. The only way validation really sticks is when you validate yourself. Your boss can tell you you're doing a good job, but then it's kind of gone, right? So any energy around expectations of partners to validate you, as well as the energy of where you have felt invalidated by your partners. Don't give up your personal power to a partner who is invalidating you for, their own reasons. Maybe they sit in a lot of invalidation, or they just can't validate you. So look for that energy and release it. Okay, I'll speed up a little bit because we're going to run out of time. So I'll go through these next energy vibrations a little more quickly, and you can go back if you want to and spend more time on it. Any invalidation from peers? See if that is stuck in your space and release it. Okay, look for the energy of judgments. Judgments that were put in your space around something you were creating, and it invalidated what you were creating. Judgments are killers of dreams, and they come with a lot of invalidation. So look for the energy of judgments in the space, and whatever you see, release it. One more energy is the energy of punishment. If you ever felt punished by someone or well, by someone, wherever that came into your life, whether it was family or uh, through work, because something you were creating was maybe really amazing and it put that person into pain. Um, Look for the energy of punishment that got into into this space that keeps you stuck in invalidation, and whatever you see, release it. And that would be something to go back and look at on your own, or all the other energies of invalidation where you feel, it'll be unique to everybody, but some of your own personal spaces where you have felt invalidated, or situations that have come up for you in the past. But one more thing to think about is, when you have created something really amazing and you didn't validate yourself, I want you to look in the space for where you forgot or never knew to validate yourself. So they could show up like little dots or spots uh, where you either didn't validate yourself or you sat in invalidation, again, because you didn't know how to do this for yourself. So look for any little dots or spots that are illuminated in this space. Those will probably be all the times you didn't validate yourself. And you're not releasing out validation, you're releasing out any invalidation. I want to tell you that I validate everything I do. I validate myself for my to-do list that I accomplished. I validate myself when I've had a busy day. Maybe I had a really strenuous hike. I validate myself. I'm constantly validating everything that I do, so that gains momentum and it feels good. Again, I don't wait for other people to validate me. Yes, it's nice when somebody said, oh, that's a great healing or whatever. That feels good. But if you're waiting for that, that's kind of the ego needing that stroke. When you validate yourself, you're just like pumping your fist going, yes, I did this. And that feels really good. That's how you get your creations to grow. Remember, like energy, like energy vibrates in like energy. So if you sit in some funky energy or invalidation, you might create more situations where you're not validated. So sit in the energy that you want to call in, that you want to vibrate at, and watch how more good comes to you. Okay, you've released a lot of energy out of this space, and so we need to fill that space in with some wonderful energy. We're going to start by just filling that space in with a simple golden sun. So above the bubble on your screen, create the image of a large, warm golden sun. Bring that sun in through the top of the bubble and fill that bubble in completely with gold. And now we're going to add some specifics into this space. So above the bubble, create one more golden sun. And also just a few energies to add into that sun. You can see them as words written in gold floating into that sun, or you could just have the thought that those energy vibrations are floating into the sun. So above that bubble, above the bubble, creating another golden sun, and some of the energies that you could add into it that might be helpful to you as a soul would be the energy of self-validation, creativity, personal power, grace and ease, You could add even something like, I am safe validating my creations. It's enough for me to validate my creations. Self-confidence, joy, gratitude, self-love, and any other energies that feel right to you, because you're going to eventually bring the sun in through the top of this bubble to replace what you released out with higher vibrations. So I'll give you a moment to add anything else into that sun. Bring that sun in through the top of the bubble and really allow those energies to saturate that space. And this technique you can use anytime to fill yourself in with validation, which we'll do in a moment. So I suggest over the next few days to really think about what you're creating and validating it. All right, we're done with that image. And so we're just going to disperse it. When we get rid of that picture, it doesn't mean that all the work you did goes away. It just means we don't need to look at that picture anymore. So if you imagined creating the image of a pin, you could just pop that bubble and that energy will disperse. Okay, good job, everyone. Now you need to fill yourself in, because whatever you work on in those images out in front of you actually translates to releasing energy out of your physical body. So above your own head, create the image of a large, warm, golden sun. And we'll add some positive energies into that sun that you want to bring into your body to fill yourself in with. Whatever you fill in with, again, you start to vibrate out into the world. That energy will saturate your chakras. It'll saturate your cells and organs. That vibrates out into your aura, and that's the energy that people feel. So let's start by adding some great energies into that sun. That's again, self-validation, self-love, gratitude, joy. I am safe validating myself. Maybe some enthusiasm, creating, laughter and amusement. That's always a couple of really good things. Let's not forget to add some lightness into our lives too, right? Anything else that you want to add into that sun? Fill that sun up. Then bring that sun in through the top of your head. And again, saturate all your cells and organs. You can even have some of that energy run down through your grounding cord to the center of the planet. So now you're vibrating from the center of the planet up to the top of your head, to your fingertips, with all these high vibrations. And so over the next few days, try creating a new grounding cord, because you might be lit up in some of the pictures that were coming up for you, and you don't want to sit in those pain pictures. So create a grounding cord, release what's coming up for you that you're feeling, and then remember, create a big gold sun above your head, collect up your energy, past, present, and future, wherever you've left it, fill yourself in, then create another golden sun, and throughout this next week, continually through the day, fill yourself in with validation. And also drink more water over the next few days, because you need to hydrate yourself. Your cells and organs will be working on releasing this energy, so stay hydrated. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come out of trance. Thank you all for being on the call, and have a good night.